The next part of this presentation or tutorial is to add the 3 doors, one being a single door and the other 2 being the single door and the 2 garage doors. So what we're going to do is simply make our way to the ground floor level by double clicking under the project browser, under floor plans, ground, double click, ensuring that the view changes, as well that it does indicate that you are on the ground by bolding the word ground and indicating in the title bar. We then make our way to the design panel, basic, and choose the door tool. We'll just save that. And what we do is simply select the type of door that we wish to put. In this case, I'm just going to put a 30 by 84 inch door in this top left hand corner on this side here. By simply left clicking on the wall, the door is placed. What happens when you place any object is you get referencing dimensions. And what I want is this edge of the door to be 3 inches from this inside wall. So first I want to exit the door command by selecting the modify under the design panel. Then I can simply just click on the door, and with these referencing dimensions, I can then move these reference points by selecting, clicking and holding the blue grips. So if I click on that blue grip and move it to the edge of that door, I've now moved it. Now this becomes a little tricky here because I want to move this grip to the inside wall here. So I simply click and hold that blue grip, and as I move it to the wall, it's automatically selecting the inside of the wall. But if I were to press the tab key once, it automatically will cycle through and select that edge. When I release my mouse, I now have a dimension that I can enter 3 inches and press enter, and that's now positioned my door 3 inches from that wall. Let's also explore what these arrows indicate. These arrows are the flip directions of the door. For instance, the door is now opening upwards. If I were to click on this set of arrows, it will flip the direction of the door, and if I wanted to open the door on the inside, I'd select the other set of arrows. So notice now I can have the door opening inside to the inside wall, but in fact I want it opening outwards for this particular door. Let's take a look at the model in 3D. I'm just going to rotate this view around by using the view cube here, and I'm just going to highlight over any one of these edges and left click and hold and then move my mouse, and it will automatically rotate it for me. You can see I have a plain door there. That's not the door that I want. So what I'm going to do is simply move my mouse, and I can do this in 3D as well, over the door and left click. That highlights the door. I can then go to View Properties, and these are the only door, the single flush is the only family loaded. I can load a new family, and I get a dialog box here with my libraries. In this library folder, you'll find a door folder. If you double click, you will have a whole series of additional door styles and families that you can import. So as you click on these doors, you'll see a preview of the door style in the right portion of this dialog box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, and I am going to continuously look for the door I want, and we will choose single decorative 2 and click on the open. Now that's loading it in, and then I can choose the size I want. So I'm going to choose a 30 by 84 inch door and say OK, and notice that my door style changes. It's still currently selected, and you can simply just click anywhere in the screen to unselect that particular door. We are now going to place the two overhead doors, or the two garage doors, on the front face. So using my view cube, I can click and hold and rotate, and if I want to look at the front from dead on, I can click the front. But it's much easier to place the doors in a plan view, so once again I will make my way back to floor plans, ground view level, and double click. The view updates, and I ensure that I am on the ground level by the word ground being bold in the project browser, and of course in the title bar indicating that it's ground. We then start the door command again by making our way to the design panel and selecting the door tool with a single left click. In the type selector, you'll notice that we don't have the door style that we wish to insert. But in the options bar, we have a load button. So we simply left click on the load button, and we get back to the library directory. We double click on the door directory, and what we're looking for is the overhead sectional doors. We highlight it with a single left click, and we click on open. We can now then place the doors. What we want to do is we want to ensure that our mouse is closest to the outside edge to indicate the exterior face of the door. We simply left click to place it, and we'll place a second door at the same time. We want to now exit the door command. Once again, to exit any command, you can press the escape key twice, or make your way to the basics design panel and select the modify tool. What we want to do is position the edge of this door 6 inches from the inside of the wall. Using the zoom in region tool, we're going to zoom in by clicking, dragging, and releasing, and then we're simply going to select the door once again to obtain these referencing dimensions. Using the grips, I'm going to take this middle grip and simply drag it to the left edge of this door and release. I'm going to take this outermost grip, and we're simply going to left click and hold and move towards this inside wall. Once again, notice that it's highlighting the center of the wall, but if we press the tab key once, it automatically will select the inside edge and then release of your mouse. We can then simply click on the dimension and enter 6 inches. Remember to put the inch symbol, as if you forget, it will default to 6 feet. Press enter. By holding the middle mouse button down and panning across, we can change our view, and we're simply going to select this right large garage door, and we're going to do the exact same procedure. We're going to select this middle grip, drag and release once we're on the right edge of the door. We're going to select this far right blue grip and drag it upwards till we're on top of the inside edge of the door. Press the tab key once so that the inside face of this wall is highlighted, and release. We then can click on the dimension and enter 6 inches. Enter. We can then click on the zoom tool and go to zoom pan previous, and one more time to zoom pan, and one last time to get to the same view that we're at. We've now placed the doors. Let's take a look at it in 3D. Move your mouse to the 3D view button up along the top and left click. If you want to see this in an isometric view, simply move your mouse over the view cube and you'll see a little icon of a house. Simply click on that icon and we are now in a 3D view. Remember to save your work. File, save.